At least 10 are dead and 30 injured after a man in a pickup truck intentionally drove through a crowd enjoying New Year's celebrations in New Orleans. Police say a man driving a pickup truck intentionally plowed through a crowd of revelers in the heart of the French Quarter. New Orleans law enforcement confirmed that the attack was intentional and the driver was trying to kill as many people as possible. The driver also fired shots at police, injuring two. A possible explosive device in the vehicle is being investigated. Authorities have not yet confirmed if the suspected explosive devices are dangerous. The attack comes just hours before New Orleans is set to host the Sugar Bowl, an annual college football game that draws fans from across the country. During a briefing, New Orleans police chief mentioned that this was a tragic event, but there is a lot to enjoy in New Orleans and we want you to go about enjoying your day. Can we all just stop and understand the irony here? Someone massacres 10 people and people are expected to just go out and enjoy their day. In initial statements, the mayor described the incident as a terrorist attack, but the FBI later clarified that this is not considered a terrorist event at this time. There are no additional details about the suspect, including whether they are in custody at this time. Residents are urged to avoid the 8 blocks around Bourbon Street until further notice. This is certainly not the story I thought I'd be bringing y'all on New Year's in my bedclothes. This is heartbreaking, a senseless massacre, and this is a developing story, and I will bring you more details as they come about. The suspect in the deadly New Year's attack on Bourbon Street is dead, federal law enforcement officials have confirmed. Early Wednesday morning, a man driving a white pickup truck with Texas plates, license ID L7-1575, intentionally plowed into a crowd of New Year's celebrators, killing at least 10 people and injuring 30 others. The suspect, who also fired at police officers and injured 2, died during the incident. Federal agents and local police are examining the vehicle for possible IEDs. Video showed a robot inspecting the underside of the truck. It is not yet confirmed if these explosive devices found are active threats. Most of the injured victims appear to be local residents. They weren't tourists, but local New Orleans residents trying to enjoy their New Year's celebrations when a man with Texas plates plowed through the crowd at high speeds, killing at least 10. The attack occurred just hours before the city is set to host the Sugar Bowl, a major college football event drawing fans nationwide. The mayor urged residents and visitors to avoid the 8-block crime scene around Bourbon Street. The investigation continues and there are no confirmed motives at this time. Despite earlier statements that this was not an act of terrorism, the FBI has now confirmed this incident is being investigated as an act of terrorism. This situation is developing and I will keep you updated as updates come along. The suspect in the New Year's Day attack on Bourbon Street has been identified as 42-year-old Shamsud Din Jabbar. According to some sources, Jabbar was born and raised in Texas and reportedly served in the U.S. military for 10 years as an HR specialist and IT specialist. An ISIS flag was reportedly found in his possession, according to NOLA.com. The attack, which killed at least 10 people and injured 30, occurred while Bourbon Street security barriers were being replaced, leaving the area vulnerable. Witnesses reported seeing Jabbar in full military gear as he intentionally drove a white pickup truck through the crowd. Multiple outlets reported that the suspect crossed the U.S.-Mexico border 2 days prior to the attack, but this has been proven false. The vehicle he drove may have crossed it, but there's no indication right now that the suspect was inside that vehicle. The vehicle likely belonged to a car-sharing company. Investigators are also examining a potential connection between the suspect and a fire at an Airbnb rental in the San Roche area. The property, located at 1329 Manville Street, was evacuated Wednesday morning after flames broke out. Bomb squad detectives and law enforcement were called to the scene where they believe that was the Airbnb rented by Jabbar. This is an ongoing story with various details coming out every single minute. I will do my best to keep you updated. New details are emerging in the tragic New Year's Day massacre. At least 15 people are dead and dozens more injured in the New Year's Day attack in New Orleans. Authorities do not believe that the suspect acted alone. They are also checking reports of homemade bombs called improvised explosive devices found near the attack in the French Quarter. The IEDs are in addition to weapons and bombs found in the suspect's pickup truck. FBI agent Althea Duncan said on Wednesday that 2 of the bombs have already been made safe. She also said that they do not believe that the suspect was acting alone. Bomb squads are still searching the French Quarter to make sure that the area is safe. Authorities are also searching 2 places in Texas connected to the suspect. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry has officially declared a state of emergency. More information about the victims of this tragedy are coming out. One victim, an 18-year-old from Mississippi, lost her life in the attack. She had just finished high school and came to New Orleans to celebrate the new year with her cousin. The University of Georgia also said that one of its students was also critically injured in the attack. The student's name has not been shared. More information about the victims was not available at the time of this video. video. The truck used in the attack was a white Ford F-150 Lightning. Its owner said that he rented it out through Turo, a car-sharing service, and had no connection to the attack. The Sugar Bowl, a big college football game, was supposed to happen Wednesday night. It has since been moved to Thursday for safety reasons. This is a developing story, and I will provide more updates as they become available. Investigators now believe the suspect in the deadly New Year's attack in New Orleans French Quarter did not act alone. Video shows 3 men and a woman placing explosive devices near the site of the attack. Investigators have confirmed that pipe bombs found in the suspect's truck were wired to explode using a remote. Bomb technicians have already made 2 devices safe, but searches for more explosives are still happening in the French Quarter. Investigators are also looking into a location in North Houston that may be tied to the attack. A statement from local authorities said, "We have secured a perimeter in that area and are asking people to avoid it. This activity is related to the New Orleans attack." The suspect from Texas drove a pickup truck with Texas license plates during the attack. 10 to 15 victims have lost their lives, with at least 25 hospitalized, according to city officials. The final victim count is not yet available due to victims with critical injuries. 3 victims have been identified so far. An 18-year-old who had recently finished high school. She traveled to New Orleans with her cousin to celebrate the new year, but was hit by the truck while running from gunfire. A 37-year-old father of 2 from Baton Rouge. He was visiting New Orleans with his cousin, who survived the attack. Family members say he was a proud father and a kind person. A student from the University of Georgia was also critically injured, but their name has not yet been released. The attack happened in an area where safety barriers were not working. The barriers were being replaced for the upcoming Super Bowl. The suspect drove onto the sidewalk to get around a police car that was blocking the intersection. The 3 men and 1 woman seen in a video surveillance footage planting IEDs remain at large. Who was Shamsud Din Jabbar, the man who allegedly drove a pickup truck into a crowd in New Orleans, killing at least 15 people? The FBI said Jabbar was an Army veteran believed to have been honorably discharged, though they were still working to confirm these details. Jabbar was raised in Beaumont, Texas. CNN believes he graduated from Central High School in 2001. In a 2020 YouTube video for his real estate business, a clean-cut Jabbar described himself as a trustworthy native Texan who spent 10 years in the military. He said his Army service taught him the meaning of great service. A 2013 Army Facebook post identified him as a staff sergeant in the 82nd Airborne Division, specializing in information technology. He earned an associate degree from Central Texas College in 2010 and a bachelor's degree from Georgia State University in 2017. Jabbar worked for major companies and obtained his real estate license in 2019. However, according to CNN, records show that his financial situation grew worse over time. By 2022, he was struggling to keep his house from foreclosure and had racked up significant debt. Jabbar had 2 divorces. His second divorce finalized in 2016, and his ex-wife allegedly obtained a restraining order against him, accusing him of abuse. Court records show he was sued for child support in 2012 for his 2 children. His finances deteriorated as his businesses failed, and by 2022, he reported losing $28,000 in 1 year from a company he formed. In 2002, he pleaded guilty to misdemeanor theft in Texas and served 9 months of probation. In recent years, he lived in a trailer and was described by some as reclusive. There is still no clear motive at the time of this video or any information about what led to the attack that left 15 people dead.